The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to bounce back from a disastrous Week 5, but it's going to be tough as they march into the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the only unbeaten team in the NFL. The Chiefs are only 4-point favorites in this game at home, and initially we think it should be higher. The total is set to 47 points for this game, with a start time of 4:25 Eastern on CBS. Before we take a look at this matchup, we've got to say, what the hell was Pittsburgh's coaching staff thinking last week against Jacksonville? With one of the best running backs in the NFL, Le'Veon Bell, and facing a team with a very strong pass defense and a weak run defense, the game plan should have focused on the run. But no, they ran just 20 running plays and opted to throw the ball 55 times. 19 of those passes to Antonio Brown. 19. And what did that accomplish? 0 touchdowns, a whopping 5 interceptions, and an embarrassing home loss. Roethlisberger has tossed just 6 touchdowns and averages an uninspiring 6.5 yards per pass, but he should be able to have a little bit of success against the Chiefs defense that is giving up 248 yards per game and 7.4 yards per attempt through the air. Kansas City has been very susceptible to giving up long plays and have allowed a league-high 7 passing plays of 40 yards or more. Roethlisberger might not have the strongest arm, but he can still connect on the deep routes with Antonio Brown. Common sense dictates that Le'Veon Bell will play a bigger role than he did last week. However, it seems that common sense doesn't always prevail with the Steelers, so who knows what'll happen. It's not the easiest of matchups for Le'Veon Bell, but he can definitely have an impact against a Chiefs run defense that is allowing 118 yards per game and 4.6 yards per carry. One weakness that the Steelers will be trying to exploit is Kansas City's offensive line. They have given up 17 sacks this year, and the Steelers have registered 17 sacks, which is tied for third most in the NFL. Alex Smith is not the most mobile quarterback, but he can scramble, and he is smart with the football when he's under pressure. He has not thrown an interception yet this year. As far as Kansas City goes, they are on a roll. They went into Houston and got the 42-34 win as a small 2-point favorite. They were in control for the entire game. The final score is a bit misleading as the Texans popped one into the end zone and got the 2-point conversion on the last play of the game, which trimmed Kansas City's 16-point lead down to 8 points. All in all, the touchdown did nothing but pad Deshaun Watson's stats. One of the biggest mismatches in this game is probably Kareem Hunt versus the Steelers defense. In case you missed the first 5 weeks of the season, Hunt is leading the NFL in rushing yards with 609 in his first 5 games. That's an average of 121 yards per game, and even more impressive is his staggering 6.3 yards per carry. This will give the Steelers defense fits, as Pittsburgh is allowing 136 rushing yards per game, which is the 5th highest in the NFL, and their 5.1 yards against per carry is the 2nd worst. Jacksonville's Leonard Fournette absolutely shredded Pittsburgh's defense last week, so don't be surprised if Hunt puts up some head-turning numbers. Alex Smith and his receivers have also been quite good. They average the 9th most passing yards in the league, with 258 yards per game, and their 8.8 yards per attempt is the best. Unfortunately for Alex Smith and company, the Steelers have the best pass defense in the NFL, having given up a stingy 139.6 passing yards per game and a league-low 5.4 yards per attempt. Expect Kareem Hunt to carry the load, but Smith will still find a way to get Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill involved. Taking a look at some NFL betting statistics for this matchup, despite last week's meltdown, the Steelers have been a very solid moneyline bet, going 10-2 straight up and 7-4-1 against the spread in their last 12 regular season games. Since the beginning of last season, they are 14-7 straight up and 11-9-1 against the spread. They aren't a bad road team, having gone 11-8 straight up and 10-7-1 against the spread since 2015. As a road underdog of 7 points or less, the Steelers have gone 5-5 straight up and 5-4-1 against the spread since 2014. There are several trends that indicate a Steelers cover, such as them being 22-8-2 against the spread in their last 32 road games against teams having a winning record, and they are 13-6 against the spread in their last 19 games following a loss. On the Kansas City side, Kansas City has won and covered their last 7 straight regular season games, and they've won and covered 11 of their last 13. That's a lot of profit for their backers, It's no secret that opponents have a tough time at Arrowhead as well. Kansas City has gone 13-2 straight up, but they're just 7-8 against the spread in those games. As a home favorite of 7 points or less, the Chiefs are 11-3 straight up, but just 7-7 against the spread. They've won and covered both home games this year so far. Our pick and prediction will be for the Kansas City Chiefs at -4.